Now that K-pop Demon Hunters has become the most streamed movie ever, I kind of want to ride on that trend and talk about a similar project I've been writing on and off for years. It's an ancient Chinese story almost everyone in China knows, but nobody has tried an English adaptation. So I wanted to give it a try, and I wrote it in a lyrical form because I'm a Broadway fan. I can't afford watching the live shows, but I streamed quite a few of them and even took some playwriting classes. The main character is a lady from the 2nd century called Diao Chan. She had this impossible mission to assassinate a sadistic warlord. But of course, she wasn't able to do it herself, so she seduced both the guy and his top general and made the latter kill the former. Even though the assassination was successful, unfortunately, it didn't stop China from descending into the most violent period in history. It's a very charming story. Just imagine a darker and sexier version of Mulan. Today, I want to read some parts of it, just in case any of you can connect me with a producer or something. The story started with Diao Chan as a kid in a poor peasant family. A childhood friend who admired her tried to get a sort of playdate with her. He was like, "You said you wanted to fly a kite. That is why I worked so hard last night. Can you please give this one a try? Let's do it when winds are still high." But Diao Chan was too impatient for that stuff. She was like, "But little stone, I've changed my mind. Your little brain always lags behind. All your children's toys and games combined won't be enough for this girl of a kind." Then there was some family drama, etc., etc. Her widowed father was furious when he learned that Diao Chan collaborated with some local thieves by seducing their targets. And this is how she defends herself. "Steal some silver, they call you a loser. But steal a country, they call you the emperor. There's no such wealth earned from hard work and sweat. The so-called success is really a championship of theft." Later, she became homeless when some troops slaughtered her whole village. Fast forward to a few years later, a high-level government official adopted her from the streets. So she reprised the same tune with a similar discovery. "Steal some silver, it won't last a summer. But steal a father, it gets you all covered. Life could be worse had fate not reversed. This so-called daughter won herself a championship of perks." But listen, this is important. The tricky thing about being a noble lady in ancient China is that she could no longer go out. She had to stay home 24/7. It was like a side effect of being rich. So she got a little philosophical. "Hunger's out the door, so's my freedom. Boudoirs are just prisons for sweet-scented maidens. You live without a point, die in oblivion." She always suspected her adoptive father had some ulterior motives, and she was bored anyway. So one day when he suddenly visited her in her room, she was like, "I have been wondering how many more years you'd wait. What kind of long game you were trying to play. Were you waiting until I learned how to behave? Tell me, father, why you chose this day." The guy was like, "How outrageous what you accuse me. I'm known as a man of decency. Don't you remember my guarantee? You'll always be treated like family." But Diao Chan didn't buy it. She was like, "That was exactly the puzzle that troubled me. I was just one of the hundreds that went hungry. Somehow you look at that crowd begging on their knees, and I guess you were like, check it out. That one is pretty." The minister was embarrassed by her sharp observation, so she kept on pressing him. "Life's hard enough, why hide emotions? It's cool to not be always decent. I'm a wild kitten stuck in prison. You can be killed by foes any moment. Let's just... But the minister pushed her aside. That's why I have to control my demon. My foes require my full attention. Why do you think I took an orphan? You are brought here to be my secret agent. She was like, what? And then he told her about how his boss, Premier Dong Zhuo, was keeping the emperor hostage and brutalizing the citizens. And he believed that only this general called Lü Bu was able to kill the premier. And Diao Chan was the key to shake Lü Bu's loyalty, as she had both the street smartness and the noble status. If anyone could manipulate a powerful asshole, it's her. But Diao Chan was not happy about risking her life for stupid politics. She was like, I was thankful you never treated me like a whore. Turns out there are other customers you have saved me for. So humble, you keep your desire ignored, yet so proud of sending a girl in devil's door. Later, she also consulted her trusted maid about what she should do. She was like, Ling Er, you said you once saw General Lü Bu. Tell me what you think about that dude. And Ling Er was like, oh dear, I'm not gonna lie to you. Just one peek and my heart almost flew. I was out there to get some shoes. The crowd just all gasped out of the blue when that 7-foot babe rode on through on a black horse with glowing red hue. Diao Chan is still skeptical about the plan until one day the general got invited to the house. She recognized that it's the same person that slaughtered her village when she was a kid. And she was overwhelmed by this mixture of emotions. On one hand, she was disgusted at the idea that she might have to sleep with this person. But on the other hand, it was such a challenge that she couldn't resist. The smell of the freaks may be hard to breathe. But since when did I settle with ease? Minister, we have a deal. You have convinced me. I'm totally down to be the master to tame that beast. To conquer a sweetheart is children's game. To mess over a kingdom is not so lame. For the moment of clash, I cannot wait. This soft jade with warm scent will kill like a blade. So later, after the dinner, the minister pretended to fall asleep from drinking so that Diao Chan could do her magic. So she persuaded General Lü Bu to take her out of the house against the convention. And for a moment, she almost forgot her ordeal because she missed the streets so much. She got so excited. It's like Rapunzel just got out of the tower. So she started to steal things from the market like she used to. And she said this to Lü Bu. Of course, it's true. I'm not being mindful for my repute. There's no excuse. My etiquette lessons are overdue. But I can afford to be spoiled now that I have you. What do you say? Let's do this every day. Take me out to a new place or go to see a new play. Isn't that great? And Lü Bu was pretty flattered. He was like, I say you're right. I'm the boss to decide. All norms can be set aside. No rules you have to abide, long as you're mine. Then Diao Chan said to herself quietly, I'd be lying to say it's not tempting. Forget about the mission and be a pampered woman. But no, that won't be fun. Anyway, it's a long story. I don't want to spoil it too much, and I'm far from finishing it. But I'm telling you, it's way more tragic than it sounds from the parts I read. Diao Chan did survive in my version and reunited with her childhood friend, the boy who made her a kite. and they disappeared into the wilderness. But there are a lot of Shakespearean tragic events unfolded throughout the story. So, yep, if you know any theater producers or movie producers, please put in a good word for me.